I need my speech. I can't read anything. You can't read anything. It's upside down.
RFK Jr. He needs to cleanse that palate permanently.
Oh, come on.
RFK Jr. Announced now that he will be running in 2024 officially. And a lot of people have been talking about RFK Jr., and I want to know where you line up. I think that there's always the person of the day, and he says things that you like, but you do have to look at his overall policies and approaches. And he's certainly not lockstep with the left, but he certainly is not someone who, if you are conservative, I think you would be able to justify voting for on closed-handed issues. Doesn't mean that he's a bad person. I just think that sometimes people overlook some pivotal policy stances. But he announced he is going to run in 2024 now officially as an independent. We have a clip.
I don't need anybody. I'm independent.
Sorry.
Wow.
Supported by the American Dental Association. That was the wrong clip.
Yes.
Nice.
Here's the right clip.
Gonna be it.
I need my speech. You can't read anything. You can't read anything. What? Yeah.
High energy.
It's upside down.
Upside down.
It's upside down.
Major league.
Okay, I'm sorry. We started late today because of a TriCaster error. Here is Toolman right. Here is the right clip.
The right one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate.
And his running mate, Nick Nolte.
Hell. Gotta make it great again. Make America great again, you son of a bitch.
It hurts my throat to hear
I know.
I feel so bad for the guy.
He needs to start using the device just out of choice.
I'm running for president.
That would
I would vote for that, dude. I don't care about the policies. I just want to hear that for 4 years.
The speech is upside down. Like a pineapple cake.
All right. And we want to get into the history of third parties here because I get a lot of people say, the two-party system, man, and this is what's important here. But I also come from a country, I was raised there with a parliamentary system where you can have someone elected with not even close to a majority of the vote. So comment below if you think that we need a third party or if you believe that we need to retake one party or keep one party accountable. Obviously, the Democrats are lost permanently to the abyss, the bog of eternal stench. Yes. So here's a rundown quickly on RFK Jr. He accused the Democratic Party of rigging the primary.
Wait, no, they would never do that.
They would never do that.
Again?
Yeah.
Really?
Bernie Sanders.
Oh.
I told you, you sons of bitches!
I appreciate he says the plural correctly.
I'm the OG victim of rigging!
He would be a great running mate.
He would be a great running mate.
Now, the views that he has that are not aligned with the left, and you've probably really, he's been anti-COVID mask mandates. He supports an abortion ban after the first trimester, which, look, he's not pro-life, but he is the only Democrat, now he's an independent, the only Democrat I know of who has put a reasonable limitation on abortion. Yep. And even though we don't agree philosophically, I appreciate at least what he believes to be a rational approach. He believes in no gender surgeries for children, for minors. That's a big deal. So this is certainly someone who would be a moderate. And he does have to be careful, though, because the boogeyman is still out there.
My husband did not wrap up the nomination in 1992 until he won the California primary somewhere in the middle of June, right? We all remember Bobby Kennedy was assassinated in June in California.
Huh.
Seems like a veiled.
Sounds like a confession.
Yeah, exactly.
Oddly, like is this making a murderer?
Yeah. Why are you conflating the two?
Yeah, like Brendan Dassey. Did you kill the Kennedys? Yeah.
Huh? I shot the Kennedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. But yeah. So, and here's some of his, views that wouldn't align with those on the right. For example, he supports increased environmental regulations to fight climate change. Okay, and you know that is one of those umbrellas that let's include anything else. Just put that under there. Put my name on there too for some climate change money. He still thinks that racism is holding down Black Americans systemically. And despite the fact that he said gun control really wouldn't meaningfully reduce gun violence, he would sign an assault weapons ban bill if it reached his desk, which we all know was a disaster.
Yeah,
and these are obviously incredibly disappointing. That last one is a violation of one of your most basic rights. I mean, look, there's also the fact that the Kennedy family needs another relative in the White House like they need another hole in their head, okay?
So you're saying they need another Kennedy in the White House?
Oh, wow.
There are different ways to interpret it.
That's
how I
that's Josh.
Sorry, am I too mean?
No. I had to think about it.
Oh, okay.
It was like the inception
it's
of
deep.
assassination.
Well, it wasn't a shotgun.
Plus, where was Ted Cruz's dad that day?
We don't know.
We have no idea.
We don't know.
We still don't know.
I'm just asking questions. Look, if no one's going to ask questions, then you know who's going to ask questions on behalf of the American people? The bod, okay?
The bod.
I live in Mexico now in the casa, so I get to see things clearly. Right? I wake up every morning. I go down to my farm fresh eggs. I eat migas.
I love how he's
And then I ask the important questions.
So third-party spoilers are there nothing new. And here's the thing. You guys need to understand it's not just consequence-free. Like, I don't like anybody, so I'll vote third-party. Let's go to Trump versus Hillary in 2016, okay? Gary Johnson, completely straight. Libertarian candidate. Jill Stein. They did take votes from Hillary Clinton in swing states.
Yeah.
That is to be clear. So that one, okay, you know what?
I forgot
That one
they
I'm
even
not-
ran, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, just Stein?
I'm not complaining. In 2000, you had Bush versus Gore,
Yeah.
right? Ralph Nader got 1.6% of the Florida vote, and George W. Bush won Florida by 0.05%. So again, that probably would have gone
That still
to Gore
stings.
at that point. It does sting for Gore.
For Gore.
Yeah, don't worry,
I'm fine.
He got a Peace Prize for
did.
a film that a British court ruled had 9 significant errors, and he sits on the board at
9.
Apple. So
Yeah, and it's also, none of it has come true. Thanks, Al.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you know what? The point is, dreams do come true, and he can have Swedish masseuses to his heart's content. Now, here's one
Male.
that was a really big deal that you may not know if you're, Gen Z, and we have a lot of young people right now if you're watching. Do you know about Ross Perot? So 1992, Bush versus Clinton. Ross Perot actually got 18.9% of the popular vote.
Jeez. Wow.
And
It's incredibly impressive.
it could easily be argued that, George H.W. lost a lot of states that he had previously won. So give you a good example, Georgia. Bush lost by 0.6%. Perot got 13%. To be clear, he was a much more conservative-leaning
Yeah,
candidate.
he was
a
going to pull
businessman
people
candidate.
from Republican. I remember
Absolutely.
the campaigns as a kid. I wasn't even paying
Can
attention.
I
by the
finish?
time. Yeah, he had the chicken, built the sign and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It was all this stuff. It was
Yeah.
really, really good.
And Dr. Pepper. Then Ohio, George H.W. Bush lost by 1.9%. Do we have that? 1.9%. Perot got 21% of the vote. New Hampshire,
states.
Bush lost by 1.3%. Perot got 22% of the vote. Pennsylvania, Bush lost by 9%. He lost by 9%, but Perot got 18% of the vote. Bush lost Michigan by 7% of the vote. Perot got 19% of the vote.
Those are pretty staggering numbers.
Yes.
I had no idea that he had that big of an impact.
Yeah, huge impact, and that also reshaped the map as far as swing states. RFK is he's not like the Schweppes Dr. Pepper. He's like the RC Cola of the Pepsi Challenge, where they give it to you. Did you ever do the Pepsi Challenge?
Oh, yeah.
Where they go, hey, which one? They go,
It's
which
the two different
Yeah.
sodas at the grocery store. You
Yeah,
got
and
to
they'd be like, which
choose-
one do you like more? And I would say, well, I'm guessing you want me to say the only one that's cold. Is that one the Pepsi?
Yeah.
The one that's not flat, yeah.
It's been here for 3 days.
The good news is, though, that all these people, they have something in common, right? All the people we're talking about, aside from being old and white.
Hey, what do you say we both be independent together, huh?
Independent. Now, this goes back. What do you think about Donald Trump, for example, combining with another Democrat? People have said Tulsi Gabbard, but are you aware of Tulsi Gabbard's history on the assault weapons ban, right? This is something that a lot of people like to say, I don't like labels, and so I want someone who's independent. But you do have to think of the ramifications. And I'd like for you to comment, especially anyone from Canada or the UK. Two-party system is flawed. I get it. It's absolutely. But would you rather have a parliamentary system where different parties can form this kind of a weird coalition? So, for example, Trudeau, professional blackface in chief, he only got 32% of the popular vote. Germany, the prime minister won with 25% of the popular vote. So, with a two-party system, at least you have someone who represents typically half of most of Americans' viewpoints at that point in time. In Germany, you can have someone who represents some of 25% of the population. And that's why these governments have to have these tectonic shifts and change their entire system of government. We are the longest standing constitutional republic in the world. A lot of people are shocked when I say that. France, they completely changed their system. Germany, obviously, completely changed their system. Canada, completely changed their system. We have kept the same one even though it's flawed. You had the Whigs, that turned into the Republican Party. You need to swap out a party with another party, not have three, or take hold of the party that claims to represent you and is instead answering a special interest. To me, that is a Republican Party. It doesn't mean that I have an R next to my name or I support anyone who has an R next to their name, but we have a better shot at getting them out and getting someone in who actually represents us. That's just my point. I would love to hear what you guys think. RFK Jr. seems like a decent guy. I can't listen to him very long. I have to clear my throat.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's interesting to have him in because I think he'll push Democrats to see some of the flaws in what they're doing. And then I think it's interesting for us because on the Republican side, I think he's stealing votes from Democrats and not Republicans. And I know a lot of people say, well, he's got some independent views. And I'm like, yes, but I don't know that that is enough to sway people.
Right.
I really don't think it's enough to take them away from a DeSantis or Trump, whoever gets the nomination. Trump. Like he's got a commanding lead. What do you want me to say right now? I'm sorry. It's never happened in history.
He only has the largest lead ever.
Yes, exactly. So I get it. And by the way, RFK was trailing by 47 points, right, in the Democrat. Like if he actually went up against Joe Biden, right? So I understand how they're saying like, oh, don't do this, but you need to let this process play out. But I think this is good for us. I really do. I think it's good. I think especially.
I mean, I understand that
Two bad things. One, the launch was a little shaky.
Yes.
Right? And we showed you that. That's bad. You probably should have your ducks in a row. And two,
or your probably right side up.
Probably should have pushed the launch date.
Yeah. Yes.
No offense.
Yes. But well, in this case, he'll probably pull votes from both and it'll be a wash. That's my guess.
I think he's going to pull more from Democrats than Republicans. I think Republicans are voting Republican no matter what right now. Independents that lean Republican are voting Republican. You have for an independent to vote for him, they would have to think that he has I don't know. I don't see that really pulling him. Like I don't see like he is so independent minded that they're like, yes, that's my guy. Not independent minded. You know what I mean? Like supports all of their policies
independent
enough. Yeah. I think it's Democrats going, you know what? I don't like the crazy that I see over here, and I don't like Joe Biden. So I'm going to vote for him because he's more like what I want.
And you know what? The truth, he's a Kennedy, right? So he'll be fine if he doesn't win. He always has the island of misfit toys. It's a squirt gun that only shot jelly. That was an unsolvable problem.
Man.
Santa sent those toys to Auschwitz. Did he? You have square wheels. Oh, exile for you. You're supposed to be generous and kind-hearted.
Not the Santa I knew.
Not the Santa I knew. Don't you remember that in Rudolph? He was bitching about the elves who were saying, we are Santa's elves. He's like, I can't eat with all that racket. Shut the up!
Trying to enjoy my pie! All right, a little loud on the pie. Sorry about that.
You remember that, right?
I'm sorry.
He was such a dick.
By the way, the oldest constitutional republic is actually San Marino? We're second?
Well, yeah, but I don't know how long they've changed. My point is, I don't know how much they've radically changed it. Like, we still have the First and Second Amendment.
We're better than them anyway.
Yes, we are.
Are they even a thing anymore? I don't think they are.
I don't count those places or places like Luxembourg.
I've never heard of San Marino.
Neither have I.
I heard of Dan Marino.
Heard of Dan Marino.
Dan, yes.
Dan Marino,
Man's
one of
a
the greatest
national treasure.
Yeah.
Let's have him go just launch bombs at San Marino and the problem is self-solving.
Watch Louder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.